Hello my friends, today we're going to be doing a long overdue Hermes / luxury Q&A, which these are the videos where I try to address all your Hermes questions and dilemmas that you send me on Instagram. Now I always make this disclaimer, but obviously I am not the be-all and end-all of Hermes. These are just my thoughts and my experience based on a decade-long relationship with the brand. So without further ado, if you'd like to sit back and have just a good old chat with a friend about anything and everything Hermes over a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, whatever you prefer, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and keep on moving. So I have all your questions pulled up from Instagram. If you would like to participate in future Q&As like this, if you'd like to know when and how to submit your questions, make sure you follow me on Instagram, but I have all of them pulled up. And let's just start with a random question as we always do, because we have some incredible questions here. So let's start with this one. What was your last luxury purchase? Which my last luxury purchase, I feel like I haven't been doing that much shopping. You guys might have noticed that I haven't done that many unboxings and as many hauls as I did in the past, just because I have kind of been uninspired. I feel like there isn't much newness out there. So I'm trying to think. The last things that I ordered were some looks from the Hermes runway show, but those are not in. I'm not sure when and if they'll come in, because I did order some runway looks in previous seasons and all of those were cancelled. But obviously there was a lot going on during 2020, and then the aftermath of that a lot of companies were still dealing with. So I did order, I think, a few different pieces from the fall winter runway show, which should start hitting stores soon. I think they'll start probably dropping shoes towards the middle, if not the end of May, and then next will be ready to wear and then everything else. So we should start getting ready for fall winter, because that is coming. So those are things that I'm expecting on picking up, but I haven't paid for those. Those are not confirmed. What was the last thing that I bought? I think I bought one more of this cup that I haven't unboxed yet. I did buy a few little things from Hermes, mainly home related things, which I will definitely share in an upcoming unboxing, but they're still over there all wrapped up because I have not had a chance to go through them, and I do want to add a few more things to that whole video that will be coming your way really soon. But I think the last luxury purchase that I made was probably one more of these cups, which I have been loving. The next question here is, are you buying the dog raincoat from Hermes? So I have already asked for this raincoat. Hermes has just launched a new range of raincoats for dogs, and they are adorable, as you would expect. So I am planning on buying one of them for the baby who's just sleeping outside my door. That's why I'm not saying his name, but it's something that I did ask for. I'm a little hesitant getting it just because he has never really worn anything. I did buy him a cashmere sweater when he was a puppy, just because I wanted to make sure that he's not too cold, and he hated it. He could not stop rolling on the ground in it. So he's never worn anything, not a raincoat, not a cashmere sweater, not even any sort of knit. Thankfully, what I bought for him as a puppy wasn't overly expensive, so that wasn't a big loss. But I am thinking about getting it for him. We'll see when it comes in. I like it, and I think I'll decide then, but it's definitely something that is on my current wish list. Is it too late to start now? Prices are astronomical. So I assume you're referring to shopping at Hermes, starting your relationship with the brand, which I don't think it's too late. Obviously, it is getting more and more difficult just because the brand is getting more popular. They're getting more and more exposure, mainly because of social media. So it is definitely tougher than it was in the past, but I don't think it's too late. If you're genuinely passionate about the brand, if it's something that appeals to you aesthetically, I think just stop by your local boutique, find someone that you enjoy working with, and get to know as much of the brand as you possibly can. And yes, prices are astronomical, but to be really honest with you, just looking at some other brands too, Hermes is still, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's inexpensive or it's not expensive, but I do think that when it comes to things like ready-to-wear, shoes, and accessories, their pieces are quite reasonably priced for the quality. Their bags are insanely expensive, but if you consider them as an investment, and when I talk about investment, I don't mean a financial investment, even though, yes, Hermes bags you can use and then sell down the line, and in most cases get your money back. When I say investment, I mean something that you are going to use for a really long time, something that you will get your money's worth out of. And because Hermes bags are so beautifully crafted, because they're so well put together, you don't have to worry about them falling apart or aging badly. If you take good enough care of them, they won't look tired. They are not really trend oriented, so they're not things that you'll get tired and bored of quickly. So for me, Hermes pieces are true, most Hermes pieces I should say, are true classic investment piece that will be a core part of your collection for a really long time. And let's not forget that you have a lot more resources these days than, for example, I did when I first started shopping at Hermes. So that will definitely make your life a lot easier when you're trying to get to know the brand and figure out the best way to shop and what are the things that you're truly interested in. So I would not say that it's too late. And if it's a brand that truly speaks to you, why not give it a try and see how you enjoy the experience. When are you going to do a video ranking the bags in the Hermes Kelly family? I can do it maybe next week if that's something that you guys would like to see. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up just so I know that it's something that I should start working on, but I would be happy to do that really anytime. I kind of forgot about, I know I mentioned it, now I remember that I mentioned it at one point, but it kind of fell off my radar. But if it's something that you would be interested in, we could go through the entire Hermes Kelly franchise and I could rank every single bag, including the ones that are still very much in production, as well as the ones that at this point you can only buy pre-loved. So just let me know, it's something that I would be happy to do for you. And speaking of Kelly bags, here's another question on the Kelly bag, the most popular Kelly bag right now, which is thoughts on the box leather Mini Kelly. So I do have several videos sharing my Mini Kelly collection, my thoughts on the Mini Kelly, the pros and cons, and it's a bag that I was in love with for years. I think I did talk about the Mini Kelly in a recent video of mine, and I said that it's not a bag that I'm really drawn to at this point because it is just so insanely overdone. To me, it looks and feels kind of basic at this point, which I can't believe I'm saying this because it's a bag that I was in love with, but you just see it over and over and over again on social media. So I personally would not buy a Mini Kelly in box, but it definitely makes it a lot more special. I do enjoy box leather. I enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would. So if you would like to add a Mini Kelly to your collection in a special finish, it would be beautiful in box. Do keep in mind that box is going to scratch and it's going to get marked really easily, and because the bag is so small, the flap is quite tight, you will scratch it I think a lot more than you would a larger bag. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, but I do think that it would make your bag a lot more special and it would make it stand out from the crowd. So this question always comes up, but let's talk about it again, which is why don't you remove plastic stickers? They hide the beauty of age bags. So there's no right or wrong answer here. You can remove your stickers if you want to, and if you don't want to, don't remove them. It does personally make me feel a little bit better about my bags just having the stickers on, because I don't take a single thing I own for granted. I'm incredibly grateful for everything that I own, and I really try my best to keep everything in pristine condition, and it does make me feel better to have the stickers on. You know, some people say that it's horrible for your bags to keep the stickers on if you don't like the way it looks. Take them off whenever you want to, but personally it doesn't bother me. I take them off whenever I start seeing the sticker peeling or bubbling up. That's, I think, the time to take it off. I have talked to craftsmen about this and they did say that you're not doing any harm if you keep the stickers on, as long as it's not peeling, as long as it's not bubbling, as long as you're not sticking it back down, you should be perfectly fine. And whether you take them off or not, you can always send your bag back to Hermes and they can fully replace the hardware if it's something that you feel needs to be refreshed. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Personally, I like to keep the stickers on. It also makes it easier for me to film with my bags and take pictures of them because you don't get as much of a reflection. And certain bags I immediately remove the stickers off. So things like my Constance bags and my Constance wallet, the sticker has to be removed almost immediately because it covers such a big surface. But when it comes to Kellys and Birkins, I mean, I've had bags in my collection for years and years and years that still have the stickers intact, and as long as they don't start peeling or bubbling or discoloring, I'm not going to remove them. But if it's something that bothers you, take them off, because I mean, you can always send your bag back to Hermes and have the hardware fully replaced if it gets overly scratched or marked up. Birkin Rock or Birkin Cargo, which couldn't be an easier question. For me, it is Birkin frock all the way, which if you have not seen my unboxing of my Birkin frock, I'll make sure to have that video linked up here. For me, the Birkin cargo is just not a bag that I would ever really consider buying. To me, the Birkin cargo just feels like an arts and crafts project. It just doesn't feel really sophisticated and really elevated. The only piece from the cargo line that has been growing on me is the Picotin cargo, which I do think is quite cute. It's not a bag that I would ever buy because the Picotin 18 doesn't suit me, but if you like a smaller Picotin, I think the Picotin cargo is a great piece to add onto your wish list. You can get it still directly from the boutique, but you can also get it pre-loved, and because it has been around for a little while, I think the prices are not nearly as steep as they used to be, so that is a great piece to get. But when it comes to Birkin cargo or a Birkin rock, to me there's no comparison. The Birkin rock is just such a special, just beautifully done bag, whereas the Birkin cargo definitely leaves me wanting more. Thoughts on the tricolor colormatic bags? Obviously, I am not a color person. I'm not really into any sort of colors, but I have to be honest, I have to give credit where credit is due. No one does colors quite like Hermes. They come up with not only the most beautiful shades, but also with the most beautiful color combinations. And if you do like a fun pop of color, if you already have your staples in your collection and you're looking to spice up a classic bag, I think the colormatic bags are really, really beautiful. There's one colorway that I quite like where I think the body of the bag is nata. I'll put in a picture here. That's definitely my favorite. I prefer some over others, but really I think the colormatic bag line is a great one to look into if you're looking to add some spice to your collection. Ways to use the Mini Kelly, pros and cons, open or flap inside. Great question, because I did recently pull out my Mini Kelly just to see if I could use it or if I was in the mood to use it. So why don't I go and grab that really quick, because I don't think I have put it away yet.